Deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, there lies a dense forest veiled in mystery. This forest, whispered about in hushed tones, is rumored to be haunted by the spirit of a hunter who met his untimely demise many years ago. Known as the Phantom Hunter, he is said to still roam the woods, forever trapped between the realms of the living and the dead. Legend has it that on one fateful night, a group of seasoned hunters set out to explore the depths of this eerie forest. Their intentions were simple: to seek out game and revel in the thrill of the hunt. Little did they know, however, that they would soon become the hunted themselves. As they ventured deeper into the wilderness, an ominous silence enveloped them, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves and the distant cry of a nocturnal creature. The air grew heavy with a sense of foreboding, and an unshakable feeling of being watched plagued the hunters with every step they took. It wasn't long before they heard it, the faint echo of footsteps, steadily drawing nearer with each passing moment. Panic seized their hearts as they realized they were not alone in the forest. Something unseen was stalking them, its presence shrouded in darkness and malevolence. Frantically, the hunters tried to make their way back to safety, but the forest seemed to conspire against them, its twisting paths leading them further into the clutches of the unknown. With each turn, the oppressive atmosphere only grew more suffocating, and the sense of dread more palpable. Just when they thought all hope was lost, they stumbled upon an old cabin, hidden amidst the trees, a sanctuary in the midst of chaos. With no other options left, they sought refuge within its walls, hoping against hope that they could escape the clutches of the Phantom Hunter. Throughout the night, they huddled together in fear, listening intently for any sign of the malevolent presence that pursued them. Outside, the haunting cries of the Phantom Hunter echoed through the forest, a chilling reminder of the danger that lurked just beyond their fragile sanctuary. Dawn finally broke, casting its warm light upon the forest once more. With trembling hands and wary eyes, the hunters emerged from the safety of the cabin, their minds haunted by the events of the night before. Though they had survived the ordeal, they knew that the Phantom Hunter still roamed the woods, his restless spirit destined to haunt the wilderness for eternity. To this day, the hunters refused to speak of their harrowing encounter, their silence serving as a solemn warning to all who dare to venture into the haunted depths of the forest. In the heart of the Canadian wilderness, nestled among the towering pines and rugged terrain, lies an abandoned hunting lodge with a dark and sinister past. Once a bustling hub for myriad outdoorsmen seeking respite and adventure, it now stands as a decrepit monument to tragedy and despair, its walls echoing with the whispers of the damned. Decades ago, a group of hunters gathered at the lodge for a weekend of camaraderie and the thrill of the hunt. Little did they know that their journey would lead them down a path of madness and terror, from which there would be no return. As night fell and the blanket of darkness enveloped the land, a fierce blizzard descended upon the region, trapping the hunters inside with no means of escape. With each passing hour, tensions ran high as the hunters grew increasingly paranoid and distrustful of one another. Strange occurrences plagued the lodge, from inexplicable noises in the dead of night to sightings of shadowy figures lurking in the darkness, their eyes gleaming with malevolence. As fear gripped their hearts like a vice, the hunters turned on each other, consumed by madness and desperation. In the dim light of the flickering lanterns, they descended into a frenzy of violence, their screams echoing through the desolate wilderness. When morning came, the blizzard had subsided, and the sun cast its golden rays upon the snow-covered landscape, but there was no sign of the hunters, only the eerie silence of death and decay. The lodge stood as a grim testament to the horrors that had unfolded within its walls, a monument to the curse that had claimed the souls of those unfortunate enough to cross its threshold. To this day, the abandoned lodge remains untouched by time, a grim reminder of the darkness that lurks within the human heart and the price that must be paid for tampering with forces beyond comprehension. In the remote backwoods of Louisiana, nestled amidst the dense foliage and murky swamps, lies a forgotten game trail, whispered about in hushed tones by the locals. This trail, known simply as the Haunted Game Trail, is said to be cursed by the vengeful spirits of hunters who met their demise under mysterious circumstances, their restless souls forever trapped in the shadowy depths of the wilderness. One moonlit night, a young couple ventured into the heart of the swamp, eager to explore the infamous trail and experience the thrill of the hunt. As they waded through the murky waters and tangled undergrowth, an oppressive sense of dread settled over them, like a suffocating blanket, the air thick with the stench of decay. With each step they took, the eerie silence of the swamp was broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves and the haunting cry of a nocturnal creature. But it was not long before they heard it, the faint echo of footsteps, steadily drawing nearer with each passing moment. Panic seized their hearts as they realized they were not alone in the swamp. Something unseen lurked in the shadows, its presence ominous and malevolent. Desperate to escape the encroaching darkness, they pressed on, their hearts pounding in their chests with every beat. But no matter how fast they ran, the spectre remained hot on their heels, its icy breath sending shivers down their spines. With nowhere left to turn, they found themselves face to face with the spirits of the hunters who had come before them, their anguished cries echoing through the night like a chorus of the damned. In a desperate bid for survival, the young couple offered up a prayer to whatever higher power would listen, pleading for deliverance from the horrors that surrounded them. Miraculously, their prayers were answered, and they emerged from the Haunted Game Trail shaken but alive, their faith forever shaken by the ordeal they had endured. To this day, the Haunted Game Trail remains a forbidden place, its cursed depths serving as a chilling reminder of the price that must be paid for meddling with forces beyond mortal understanding. Deep within the rugged terrain of the Rocky Mountains, amidst the towering peaks and treacherous slopes, lies a desolate stretch of wilderness known as Devil's Ridge. This forbidding landscape is home to a malevolent entity, whispered about only in hushed tones, a creature of pure darkness known as the Demon of Devil's Ridge. Legend has it that the demon preys upon unsuspecting hunters who dare to venture into its domain, luring them into its grasp with promises of glory and adventure, before descending upon them with unbridled fury. One fateful night, a group of thrill-seekers set out to conquer the treacherous slopes of Devil's Ridge, determined to prove their worth as hunters. As they ascended the jagged peaks, an unnatural chill filled the air, and an overwhelming sense of foreboding washed over them like a tidal wave. As they made camp for the night, strange occurrences began to unfold around them. Their supplies vanished without a trace, and eerie whispers echoed through the darkness, filling their minds with unspeakable dread. Suddenly, the ground beneath them began to tremble, and a deafening roar shattered the stillness of the night. In the blink of an eye, the Demon of Devil's Ridge emerged from the shadows, its twisted form towering over them like a living nightmare. With nowhere left to run, the hunters stood their ground, their weapons clutched tightly in trembling hands. But no amount of bravery could save them from the wrath of the demon, as it descended upon them with a ferocity that defied description. When morning came, all that remained of the ill-fated hunters were tattered scraps of clothing and the haunting echoes of their final screams. The demon of Devil's Ridge had claimed yet another victory. Its insatiable hunger for blood and souls left unsated once more. To this day, Devil's Ridge stands as a grim reminder of the darkness